Today we consider these 3 things: full body hairnets, aggressive pelvic thrusts, and more opium. Thank you for joining us for the newest installment of Copper and Brimstone.
Hi. Okay. I wasn't talking about memes at all.
We are the memes. Okay.
The memes are us. Memes are a hive mind, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we arresting? We arrested.
You have been arrested. You're being taken into custody.
What happened while I was in the bathroom, you guys? Temerity leaves for like 5 minutes.
Everything goes to shit.
Probably.
It's probably Gino's fault. It is though. Alright, so you guys arrive at the station at 5 a.m., which is especially hard for Juno, though you don't have a hangover, thank goodness.
God.
Give or take
Thanks,
a few
Mom.
minutes. You know what? I'm gonna have one of you roll a d20, and I'm gonna let you guys pick who, and it's gonna determine how if you guys are late or not.
Can I roll?
Yeah,
Do it.
Vaughn will roll.
Vaughn is like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed because he grew up on a farm, so
Because
he's
he's
like
quieter
waking
than
up
everybody
early.
else.
Because he literally has a tail.
Please.
He's like all cheery and being like, "I'm so excited for a job, guys! Never had a job before." 18.
Yeah, you guys get there on time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good Vaughn. Oh,
Thanks,
so good.
Vaughn. Thanks, Vaun.
Gino's protesting the entire way there. Like, can we sleep like 2 more minutes? Like 2
As we walk, I'll just very quietly and soothingly play my accordion.
So good. All right, so you get to the train station. An earlier train is just at the station, so there's not too much action on the platform, like apart from workers.
No more Cheeblins?
No more Cheeblins.
Thank God.
So you guys are each you guys meet with the elf who the elf that you saw the other day with
This is the bandaged hand.
the injured hand who was very panicked, and thanks you guys for helping. He introduces himself as Zophar Salloway. He runs the kind of like the HR department of the train. There's the
What's his name?
Zophar, so Zophar Salloway.
fancy PA.
Yeah, PH. He's an elf, so
Wow. He's got a fancy elf name.
he's got a fancy elf name. Yeah, I could use a steampunk generator for everyone else's names, but I had to go to an elf name generator for Zophar. He greets you guys. He gives each of you guys an apron to distinguish you guys from everybody else. The aprons are like dark, like navy-ish blue, and they have like a gold trim, and they have the crest, the coat of arms, so to speak, of the train, which is like a dragon head and some electric, like a little electric bolts on it. I have a design on my computer, but I'm not going to pull it up right now.
Temerity is unamused by the apron. Aprons aren't really his aesthetic.
Yeah, with all this like spiky
He's
armor.
got all his spikes and he's just staring at this apron like, you want me to do what now?
Yeah.
Sitting all fucked up and little pointy bits coming out.
Yeah. In fact, I mean, like, he looks over you and looks over everyone else kind of troubled. He's slowly becoming a little more troubled. So I assume you guys know what you're here to do for me.
Not entirely.
We're supposed to go on the train.
Okay, so much just happened. My neighbor started screaming. Like, the neighbor's children started screaming, and Cassandra did something that I think she meant for it to look like breaking something over her knee, but it looked like an aggressive pelvic thrust. I'm sorry.
You know what?
That's pretty in character,
That's-
probably. So.
She's come on the train to aggressively.
It's just how she gets into the accordion playing. You know?
She's got to get into the
If
accordion.
you don't play your accordion with your pelvis, you're doing something wrong.
Oh, my succulent!
Oh no! Is he okay?
Carpet isn't, but I think he's fine.
Oh.
This has been a sad day.
Succulents were harmed in the making of this.
We need a disclaimer.
Yeah, we do. Okay, let's go back to the role where no succulents are being harmed. He nods and he shakes his head. I swear, K-Pop's is getting worse and worse at their job. So you're here because we're understaffed. Plain and simple. You guys aren't doing any engineer responsibilities. That's not our specialty. You guys are mostly going to be helping with the guests, our passengers. We need some cooks and we need others to more or less guard the passenger car and tend to our passengers and make sure everything is tidy. Do you have a question?
So you want us to play nice with the other customers?
Yes.
Great.
Which brings me to assigning roles. I think that I'm going to have you. He looks at Temerity, and he looks at Kava in the kitchen. If that's all right with you two. He looks at Vaughn, and he kind of wants to assign Vaughn to the kitchen because Vaughn doesn't exactly fit in with most of the others. But also, fur in a kitchen.
Not a good idea.
Not a good idea. So he's like,
Full body hairnet.
He's wearing like a bubble suit.
oh no! I'm just imagining like bad cyberpunk, like like fishnets.
Has anybody here seen the Naked Gun movies?
No.
I was gonna go with the giant full body condom, but never mind.
All right.
I mean,
They're
I'll take it.
Leslie Nielsen and O.J. Simpson star as cops. I'm not even kidding. The movies are kind of interesting.
Amazing. I'm so excited.
Sorry, not I think the character might be O.J. Simpson, not the other way around. Sorry, but that's still actually no. Now I don't know. That's unrelated.
Anyways.
Just to set the scene, Juno is wearing the apron as a cape. Like, they genuinely don't know how aprons work.
Zophar comes over and he actually personally grabs it, not hard. He's not being rough with you.
Mm-hmm.
He turns it around and he ties it around your waist as he's talking to you. That would mostly
Many
be it.
people have done this.
Oh shit!
Like, thanks, babe.
What?
Sorry. It's absolutely unrelated. I just went, oh, man, now it's gonna bother me. Like, was that the character's name? No, it's O.J. Simpson. Okay. And there he was. Juice.
Juice. I've kind of enlightened. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I've had like this long running thing in my head where I'm like, was O.J. Simpson in those movies? I feel like no, that guy was he got famous because of football or something. I'm not terribly familiar with O.J. Simpson, if I'm honest with you, but it's like no, he was a football player, right? And he got really famous for the whole murder trial thing, but no, Google's it. Nope, that's him, and he shows up, I think, in every one of those movies.
Amazing.
Wonderful.
Sorry, little side
It's
note about
okay.
O.J.
A
Simpson.
little sub.
All right. No O.J. Simpsons were harmed in the making of this podcast.
Some people may want him to be harmed, but...
But
When Zophar does
Not-
that, Zophar, that's his name.
what? Zophar? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's tying it around.
Yeah, Juno's kind of like, thanks, babe.
He takes his hand off. He's finished tying it, and he's like, mostly you'll do anything to tend to the passengers. Anything within reason, of course. And if anything...
Looks at Juno.
Juno and Temerity are making eye contact and bursting in laughter.
So far,
trying to
Chippendales routine. Chippendales routine.
he crosses his arms and he looks between the two of you now, and he's like, if you don't behave yourselves, if I get any complaints... He almost wants to say, I'll throw you off the train. But he's like, you'll be confined to the cargo car.
Looks up at the Dragonborn. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
I'll be in the kitchen. What can I do?
You'll be fine, I'm
Best
sure.
behavior. Scout's honor.
Scouts on.
Yeah. Juno's fingers are definitely crossed.
In Somehow I doubt Juno was ever.
behind their back. Behind their back.
Oh my god, I'm imagining Juno as a Boy Scout, and it's breaking my heart and making it warm at the same time.
Juno failed Boy Scouts.
He got no patches.
Too much chill touch.
Too much chill touch. He got the chill touch patch. So he so far nods, and he's like, if I would love it if you guys could help me with carrying other people's cargo to the back train. Yeah, maybe not you. Yeah. He also shows you a brief tour of the train, which I need to pull out my little thingy for, so that I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So the first cart is the engine cart, obviously. He shows you them very briefly. You guys don't really get to talk to anybody in them. There's the engine cart, and there's the first class cart. You guys won't be working in here. You guys will mostly be tending to the standard passenger cart. He showed you to the after the first class cart. There's the luxury gambling cart, which has tables and gambling stuff and games. And he sees the look that Temerity and Jimmy give each other, and he's like, "You guys will under no circumstances be lingering in this room." After that, he shows you the galley, which is the kitchen, and where they store a lot of their cleaning supplies and stuff. You'll be spending a lot of time in here, and he looks at the Dragonborn and the Tiefling. Then he shows you the standard passenger cart. You guys have been on a train. It's a train cart with seats.
I don't know if Juno has been on a train.
Right. Oh,
Vaughn has not.
most of the people. Yeah.
Well, technically, they've been in a train because they went to
Yeah.
fight cheap ones, but
Yeah. I'm talking about the people who.
He meant like us as like real life human beings.
It's so the luxury cart. The luxury cart has like
I've been on way too many fucking trains.
I've been on a disappointing few number of trains. I just see
passing muffins.
Thank you.
Good.
By the way, these are muffins.
Yeah.
I have tiny muffins for all the folks at home.
I'm gonna cry. They're so
Spread the
She
word.
doesn't have tiny muffins for all the folks at home.
Sorry,
She
guys.
has tiny muffins.
That was a lie.
They're for us.
I'm so sorry.
So the first class. You guys know in Harry Potter and the Hogwarts Express, like how they have different little compartments in each. Okay, for seats. The first class cart is more like that. The luxury cart. The standard passenger cart just has seats. There's no little extra rooms. There's just benches. And no one's really boarded the train yet. A few early people have, but really not too many people. After the standard passenger cart, there's the cargo cart at the very end. That's where all the cargo is. There's not too much cargo. Again, there's not too much cargo in there yet because it's still early in the morning, but there's a little bit. That's also where the passengers like luggage goes. There's shelves for that, and then there's normal space to put barrels and things. So
Barrels and things.
with that
Have
he
those barrels.
with that he'll recruit the Dragonborn and our lovely what are you Goliath-kin woman to carry some cargo. The rest of you are just kind of getting adjusted to the train. I'm actually going to have Kava and Kreia make perception checks.
What is that, a 2?
Yeah.
Plus a 2 with 4.
12.
12.
You notice it's a train.
Where on it?
You're like, where am I?
I might smell toast.
So, Kava, you're just carrying boxes.
I'm distracted. I'm kind of disappointed that I have to be at the kitchen. I'm thinking about that.
Yeah.
I'm a people person.
Oh.
This is not my
For Kava.
not my scene.
And then Kreia, you don't know, you can't remember, you know that they introduced vaguely whose stuff you were carrying, but you don't remember who it was, or what you're really carrying in the crates, but you know that the crates are from one person, but some of them are heavier than the others. They're the same size and everything, but some of them are heavier than others. That's all you notice, really, and
I will remark on this to my scaly companion.
I guess so.
Sorry, I just got it.
What? What'd you get? Heavy crates?
Heavy crates.
You don't know anything about this until they tell you anyway.
Temerity knows nothing, but that doesn't mean I don't know nothing.
Temerity knows nothing.
Trying to remember who does know this.
I'm just like imagining them like sitting in the like cargo thing, like weighing the boxes.
Oh my god.
Like...
Crane's the one that knows this. Okay.
Now you gotta. Well, and Kreia told Kava, so they both know.
I mean about the thing that
Oh.
Kreia overheard in the
Well,
bar.
I'll let Kreia remember if she remembers that.
Oh, the opium thing?
Yeah.
I remember the opium
Okay,
thing.
good. So
Oh, having...
I got it, guys. There's opium in some of the crates.
You know what? Actually, yeah, I will. With my memory jogged, I look over at Kava and I go, now that I think about it, I overheard something in the tavern yesterday.
are you saying this once you're in the cargo cart, or are you saying this around everybody else?
Once we're in the car.
Okay.
I assume we were in the cargo car. If we, like,
Oh my god.
if we were
There's
picking up the
drugs in
crates
there.
and
And
moving
stuff
them
like that.
around,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
whenever we go back and we're away from the others, I kind of lean over and I'm like, now do not panic. But I believe we are carrying a great deal of drugs.
She drops the
I want you to just roll a straight d20.
Oh no.
Thank
That's
God.
5.
All right, the crate. You hear some cracking.
Thwomp.
You hear some breaking inside of the cart, but the cart itself, or the crate itself, doesn't break.
Okay.
You hear some crashing inside of it, a little bit, but that's fine.
Alright. Drugs!
Yes, I heard 2 women discussing their husbands finding strange substances among the shipments.
Well, should we tell the person and leader
Who
about
was
the
that?
drugs? On
Who
the
was
train.
that?
Who we were talking to earlier.
We do not have a leader.
Not us. The train.
The train.
Conductor. The manager.
Oh, that person is clearly not in charge of anything. Did you see how distressed they were?
Well,
We need to find who is actually in charge and report this at once.
Okay.
Kreia has very literally taken the conductor's hesitance as a sign that they can't
Yeah.
actually be the leadership.
That also is not the conductor.
Okay.
Whoever it is we were speaking to.
Yeah.
He was the HR manager.
Yeah, basically.
There we go.
This is
Not
the
a spine to
description
be
that you
found.
said that I wrote in the
Yeah,
notes.
yeah.
So here we
Yeah.
are.
Well, I mean, I have his actual description right. I didn't want to go by the book the entire time. I'm trying to deviate more, but obviously I don't have good words when they're not meditated on. I mean,
HR is pretty good.
yeah.
I'm sure.
I mean, I understand what you're trying to say. Like, so it's good.
So he's okay. He's the steward, the head of the onboard service crew. So there's the engine crew and the onboard service crew. The engine crew is led by the conductor, and the conductor technically oversees Zophar, but the conductor can't worry about the customers the entire time, which is why Zophar's in charge of them. The conductor you guys have seen, but I'll let you guys remember whether or not you remember who they are. I don't know if I don't think I introduced them as the conductor, but they were the conductor.
Wait, what? So we
You
met
guys-
the conductor, but we don't know who they are.
Yeah, briefly, yes. Okay.
Okay.
So we have to remember. If
You don't
we,
have to remember, but yeah.
it's a thought.
I'm not going to tell you who it was.
Okay. Should we go to the person we met earlier about this?
They do not seem very good at their job. Why else would they ask us to do it?
Indeed.
I think we should find somebody who knows what they are doing. Or perhaps somebody who knows about drugs. Maybe if we go into the cart where all those other people are and ask, someone will claim it. That might solve this mystery right now.
That one we might want to avoid.
I see.
A woman pops her head in who's been carrying crates with you, and she's like, "Oi, what's holding you up?"
Do you know, are we... There might be drugs in the cave.
Listen, it's none of our business if there's drugs in the cart or not. She says this earnestly. We need to just carry their luggage so they don't get pissed. If there are drugs in the cart, do you want them to think that? Do you want them to know that you know?
No.
Then let's go carry carts. We can talk about this later.
Okay.
You and I'm assuming you guys just kind of.
I reluctantly pick my dropped card.
I'm going to make a mental note of the crate we dropped and
Okay.
like where we set it.
Okay. Sure.
I heard the cracking sound and I kind of want to investigate if possible.
All right. Yeah. Totally.
Where are the three of us?
You guys are probably in the passenger cart, or you're outside of the train. So you're on the what is it called?
The
The platform. Thank you. You guys are on the platform. So far as overseeing, he's watching people carry the crates.
Mhm.
You're standing by, basically.
Okay.
We're waiting to be told where to go. And-
Yeah. So you guys are continuing your job.
Yes.
All right. So that goes smoothly. If there's not anything else you guys want to do for now, we're good. Okay. Because I can't word on my own, I need to go back to my doc, which is titled All Aboard.
Oh, that's so cute.
So you guys enter. Slowly, they start letting customers in. You help them onto the cart. I assume you're somewhat friendly. You and Kava are in the
We're
kitchen
in the
anyway.
Yeah.
Do you want to summarize any of these associations, or are you?
I feel like Juno tries to hit on people, but like they're given like several like I came here to like get on a train and not to get hit on. Like, please leave me alone.
Yeah. So far, probably gives him stern looks across the
Okay.
the train a couple times. Though he's Zophar's busy beside a large woman that you saw earlier making jokes during the Chiba epidemic. Her and a Goliathian woman and Zophar are taking the tickets, people letting them on the train. So they're over there.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys
I
are.
remember her.
Yeah. No bombs on it.
Yeah.
That was a joke!
Oh, that lady. Yes.
Yeah, her and Zophar are taking tickets.
You did introduce her as the conductor, I think.
I did? Okay, well, she is the conductor.
I believe you mentioned the word conductor at
Okay.
some point.
Well, she is the conductor.
I'm excited.
I'm sure your characters can gather that now because she's taking tickets.
Well, we probably don't, but...
Oh yeah, you don't. Maybe you're peeking outside the window like...
Are you kidding? Temerity's looking around at all the stuff in the kitchen and he's like, nice.
Nice. Actually, speaking of the kitchen, after everybody's boarded, Zophar comes in and he's looking more flustered than before.
This guy doesn't have a chill bone in his body.
Doesn't.
You have a spell for that, Juno?
A little chill touch.
Oh my god. Oh my
Chill
god.
out, dude.
Chill.
Why?
Get off the train. Push him up. He comes in, he's like, he swears in Elvish. I don't know if you guys can understand Elvish, but he swears in Elvish. It sounds like a swear, even though you don't understand what it says. You know, he just,
Temerity immediately wants to know what he said.
yeah, he spits a word that sounds awfully like a swear word, and he's like, our cook isn't here.
Well, that's
Okay.
unfortunate.
It is, because we're responsible for giving the luxury passengers at least one meal today. They paid for it.
Well, do you know how to cook?
In theory. I've been told I'm not very good, okay?
I can try to cook.
I would really appreciate that.
Okay. I'm going to let you know that I cooked for 7-year-olds.
She can make a mean PB&J.
Well, you know, if I'm honest with you, our luxury passengers probably don't have a palate that's much more refined than a 7-year-old.
Okay.
Damn. So,
Bragging on these fictional luxury passengers.
so he...
Y'all are roasted.
You are roasted. He's like, we do have an inventory of what's in the kitchen.
Ooh, dang. Inventory given.
Milk, potatoes, salt and other simple spices, banana.
No, not plural. Single banana.
I'm sorry.
Just what's in one. That's what's in those crates. It's a big ass banana.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, the conductor, she's actually a banana. Okay, no, there's more than one banana, I'm sorry.
Oh, so this is how Frog Fractions 2 starts.
Cania cheddar?
If you don't know what it is, then it has a little star next to it, then...
Little star, yeah. Eggplant, tomato, beans, honey, yams, chicken, single chicken.
I just more than one chicken.
It's not even like dead. It's like a live chicken just chilling,
running around. Gully leaf? It sounds like a Harry Potter thing.
Okay.
Gully. Fuck it. Lemon, again, single.
I swear to God.
Lambic root, Liang powder.
Telenic powder.
Yeah.
Something
Something. Nag.
Sure.
Stalactite powder.
He hears some chattering and a bell rings, and he's like, I have to go tend to the people in the luxury cart. And he scuttles off to the luxury cart. Oh, he peeks back in, and he's like, basically, they're expecting a meal, like a brunch.
Okay.
I need you guys, if you can't make something fancy, at least try to sell it as if it was fancy, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. And he, despite how flustered he is, he gives you guys an earnest, like, grateful gaze. And he slips out.
I heard he flips out.
Boy!
Just backflip right out the door. There he goes.
Temerity holds up like a 10. Like a 9.5.
9.5. Temerity's not going to give him a 10.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Daphne. It's time to slime and do a crime. And the crime is loving you too much, listener. We are going to D&D jail for 300 years. I guess at least we have more time on our hands now for the podcast. Anyway, in more recent news, while Victor was battling Zeus and gaining a fractured elbow, I yoinked all of the editing shit. And now it's all mine. Which means I am now responsible for getting all the future podcasts edited and uploaded on time. So if you're on that good shit, the sweet kush, that is copperandbrimstone.tumblr.com, and you don't see an update where one is supposed to be, you get to come at me for a death duel. Guns blazing and teamed up with the people you told about the podcast. I truly hope to see a terrifying number of people cascading over the mountains like angry ants out of an anthill, while feeling a confusing mix of horror and pride. Thanks again for listening, and see you next week.